Hello and thank you for watching. Today with me I have totally awesome actor, one of the Northern Star acting triplets, Chris Gilbert. Chris, thank you for joining me today.
No problem.
How's it going?
It's going well. I'm really enjoying NSA. I've had the big compliment last week that I could play Jonah if Blink was doing a performance from Cat. She was very impressed with my performance.
Awesome, that's fantastic. And how long is it you've been with us now? It's still very early days, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be 2 months in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, awesome. You're moving forward really fast. Okay,
Yeah.
so you've got quite an interesting background and a story that I think a lot of people could relate to. In fact, I know that they could, because we get at Northern Star, we get a lot of applicants from people who have been through similar things, and they've allowed it to destroy their confidence, and then they still haven't found the courage to go after what they want. So let's talk about what used to happen when you were at school first.
Well, it started in primary school. I got a lot of verbal bullying, and when I moved into secondary school, I thought it would change, but because I sort of knew from a very early stage what I wanted, I was obviously targeted by various different people, and was bullied all through as a way of, I guess, trying to stop me from wanting to pursue my dream, telling me I was nothing and I was worthless, and obviously trying to make me believe it so I wouldn't go after what I wanted.
And was it the same group of people, or was it different people?
For the first couple of years, it was the same people, but I got it sorted by one of the teachers, and then new people started, and it sort of just changed. When one person would stop, somebody else would start.
And these things that they were saying to you about you being worthless and all this sort of thing, and saying that you were never, going to get anywhere. Did you start to believe that?
Through school, I didn't, but it got to college, and there was two individuals in particular. One told me I couldn't act, sing, or dance, and I would make nothing of myself. The other one called me a failure of life. And after a short while, I did start to believe what they were saying was true, because I was getting knocked back when I went for any auditions at the college and things like that, and I started to believe what they were saying was true.
And how did that feel?
It didn't feel good. Thinking you're a failure is never a good feeling, and having people say it and then believing it yourself it really destroyed my confidence.
And how did that then affect your acting?
Um, when I left college, I completely gave up on acting for 2 years until I cut everyone that had been bullying me completely off, blocked them on social media and everything, and started piecing things back together, getting some friends that actually supported me, and eventually joined an amateur dramatics group.
Excellent. Now, we've got a lot of teenagers, and unfortunately, some of them have been in similar situations where they're picked on because they're wanting to follow their dreams, because they dare to have talent and they dare to do something with it. What would you say to those that are struggling? Because I do know that people have been very close to giving up before, just because they don't want to be targeted anymore. What would you say to them?
I'd say keep going. Just don't let the voices around you affect how you feel. Keep going, because to use your quote, you're not ordinary, you're born to shine, and they will shine eventually where the others are doing dead end jobs and can't get anywhere.
Yes, I love that. Love that. Listen to that. Awesome, awesome. So when you started, so you took 2 years out, and that was because of your confidence and everything like that. Is that right?
Yeah,
So how did you then start to
yeah.
rebuild that?
Um, well, I started looking. I was getting the bug again for acting, thing like from writing stories and just thinking of different scenarios in my head, reading old plays and stuff. I just thought, you know what, I really want to get back into it. So I started searching online for amateur dramatics groups, and just thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. This is what I want to do. Even if I don't make a career of it, it will be great to have as a hobby again. And eventually I found a group and signed up and joined them.
Excellent, excellent. And what happened from there?
Um, I made a bad choice at one point. I felt I was being bullied, and I told someone, but they got the wrong end of the stick, and um, sort of spoke to more than one party that was involved, and it caused me a few problems to the extent I was basically being frozen out of the group. But from my experience of being obviously bullied, I thought, you know what, stick it out. Eventually, you'll win them back over. And it took about 6 months, but I finally did. When we were rehearsing for a pantomime, I was playing the principal boy, and eventually I won them back and became good friends with the people that had fallen out with me from obviously what I'd said.
Wow. Okay. I think that shows a lot of, strength of character, the fact that you did stay there and that you kept going,
Yeah,
that you just focused on your role and just kept going.
yeah.
What was going on around this time?
Um, I think everything was sort of stable. My family life was good. My personal life was fine. Obviously, I didn't have any kind of relationship or anything to think about, so I was able to sort of throw myself into performances and rehearsals full throttle. And around the time of the panto, when we finished it, we were starting work on another play, and I met my now best friend ever,
And who's that? Go on.
a girl called Lily.
Lily, you might remember Lily from the last interview. Cool, cool. Um, so let's talk about anxiety and depression. When
Yeah.
with these?
I think it was round about the time after the panto. Things had started going badly with one of the other actors in the group, and I took a break from the group for that very reason. It was just awkward, and I felt really bullied, and it got worse just before I actually left the group when he decided to start a really nasty reputation destroying rumor that circulated through a lot of people very quickly, and I was left with just a few good friends that either A, hadn't heard the rumor, or B, knew me well enough to know that it wasn't true.
Yeah. The people who matter will either ask you and believe you, or
Yeah,
they're just not worth bothering with, or they'll just think, yeah, well, that's not true. You know,
yeah.
I've had that happen on more than one occasion, and it's not nice. One was very recently, and it's not nice, is it? But there we go. We've got to trust
No,
that the people who matter will stick around and will ask us instead of just
yeah.
believing anything they hear. So, how did you manage with your anxiety and with your depression to be able to keep going with your acting?
Um, I think because it wasn't very severe when I first was diagnosed with depression, the anxiety sort of came about later. The depression, it wasn't as bad until obviously the rumour was started that it got really bad. So I was able to sort of think, no, just keep going. You've been in this situation before and you stuck around. But as I say, it got harder and harder to stick around when I was feeling down a lot. And I think part of the reason that made me give up was when my dad passed away, I'd lost one of my biggest supporters in my acting. And it led to me just thinking, I'm going to give up. I'm being bullied. I've got not many people believing in me. And I just gave up completely and just started working and let it just feeling down all the time because all I was doing was working and I had nothing to sort of look forward to.
And what would you say to other people who are in a similar situation?
Surround yourself with a good support network of friends and family and just don't give up. Take a couple of weeks out if you need to. Go away for on holiday, have something that relaxes you, helps you feel a bit better, and then just get straight back into it and don't let anyone stop you going for what you want with their jealousy, their hatred of you. If people love or hate you, they're talking about you, so you're obviously doing something right. Because you've got people talking about you, just keep going and eventually you'll get to where you want to do. The haters don't matter. It's only the people who love you.
Yes, love it. Awesome. That's brilliant. So let's talk about what's ahead for you. So you've just made that decision now that you're going to go into acting professionally. You've joined Northern Star Acting and are doing amazingly well. Like it's only been 6 weeks. Like wow. You're coming on an actors boot camp, and from there, I expect we're going to see big things.
Yeah.
From you. Where can people find you?
At the moment, I only have a Facebook and a Twitter profile. So it's Chris Gilbert on Facebook and at Warrior 2007 on Twitter, which I will be creating a new professional one to be able to be found by casting directors, and there will be a website going up in the near future.
Awesome. Okay, so any last words? What do you want to tell the whole world?
I suppose the only thing I can think of is two things. One, don't give up on your dream. And secondly, watch this space. Big things are coming.
Yes, love it. Chris, it's been awesome to have you on. Thank you so much. And I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon. Bye, Arian.
Bye.